Dear students, as you have already learned that how to define the variables and how to enter the data under SPSS to follow the chi-square goodness of fit test. You have also learned that what would be the procedure or the set of commands you will have to use in order to run the chi-square test in SPSS. Now, I would be sharing with you that once you have got the output after following the set of commands in SPSS, then how to read that output and how to interpret your results under chi-square goodness of fit test. So students, the problem is about the dice rolling. A dice is rolled 30 times and the upper face of the dice is observed. The observations are given before you. There are two variables. One is the upper face and the other one is the frequency. You are required to test at 5% level of significance that the proportion of faces of the dice is same. So this is the H0 you are required to test. Now students, once you have followed all the steps under SPSS, you have defined all the variables, you have entered the data under those variables, and you have used certain set of commands to follow the chi-square goodness of fit test. So आपके सामने ये एक output window आती है SPSS की, उसमें students आपको results नजर आ रहे हैं. अब अगर आप यहाँ पे देखिए तो आपको ये नजर आ रहा है test statistic. यहाँ पे एक अदद आपको chi-square की वैल्यू मिल रही है along with its p value. और इसके ऊपर वाले टेबल में अगर आप देखिए तो यहाँ पे आपकी सारी observed frequencies along with the expected frequencies जो कि SPSS सॉफ्टवेयर ने कैलकुलेट की हैं, जिनकी बेसिस पे आपकी chi-square कैलकुलेट हुई है, वो आपके सामने है. So now what we are supposed to do students, कि ये जो हमारे पास p value आई है, either we would be using that for possible rejection or acceptance of hypothesis, or you can also make use of the chi-square value. So students, यहाँ पे ये सब करने से पहले you need to set up all the steps of hypothesis testing. So the first step is to outline the pair of hypotheses. So H0 is stated as the proportion of 6 faces of a dice are same, whereas the alternative to that is that they are different. Level of significance is alpha, which is 0.05 in our case. Test statistic is reported where OI is the observed frequency and EIs are calculated using the formula N into PI. Now students, SPSS has provided us with the P value of 0.101. So our critical region would be that if our P value is less than our alpha, जो कि हमारा alpha इस केस में है 0.05, then we have to reject our null hypothesis. So the conclusion we are going to draw on the basis of calculated p-value and observed p-value, which is alpha in our case, we can state that as our calculated p-value that was 0.101, ये बड़ी है आपकी value observed p-value से जो कि 0.05 है. So H0 will be accepted and it is concluded that the dice is fair. So students, इसका मतलब ये है कि हमारी जो calculated p value है, it does not fall into the rejection region. So we are in acceptance of the fact that a dice is fair and the claim is true.